guys, and welcome back to my channel. So something's a little different. I have dyed my hair back blonde and I'm feeling it. I was over the upkeep of the black hair. Not that I didn't love it, but I like this so much more. Like, I used to hate my blonde hair, but now that I've kind of got it back and it's a little different, it's not exactly where I want it yet, but I'm liking the way it looks right now. So yeah, so that is the big change. New year, new me. Today is going to be my 2017 favorites video, all of the makeup that I have loved in 2017. This doesn't necessarily mean these specific products came out in 2017, it just means that I used them to the extreme in 2017, not just on my channel, but in my real life. I'm going to be going through all the categories of makeup and kind of telling you what my favorite was, why I liked it. And I'm also going to be referencing my favorites from last year, just to kind of give you a, do I still love the products I loved last year? Was it just a phase? That sort of thing. So if you were interested in all my favorite products, then just keep on watching. Okay, so last year in my favorites video, I did not have a favorite primer, but in 2017, I found a favorite primer. This is the Touch in Soul No Problem Primer. This is supposed to be a pore smoothing and covering, filling in sort of primer, which I definitely could use if you see me with no makeup. I have quite the pore situation on my nose, and this is one of the only primers that I've found besides the Benefit Porefessional primer that really does cover up my pores and make them look flawless when I put foundation on top of them. A lot of the pore filling primers, or if I don't use one at all, I still can see my pores when I put foundation on top, which is annoying. Honestly, I hate it, especially if I'm trying to contour my nose or highlight my nose. Sometimes the powders even sink into my pores, which does not look good. So when I use this primer, I just find that my pores do get covered up really, really nicely, and I can't see them through my foundation. So this is definitely a favorite, something I'll be using this year even, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with this primer. The next category is foundation. Last year, my favorite foundations were the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, which I still love, but I'm just not as into that full coverage look as I was last year maybe. And also the Buxom, I can't remember what it's called, the Buxom, it's in a tube. That was my favorite foundation as well. The reason I don't have that in this year's favorites video is just because I ran out of it and never ended up repurchasing it, because there were more foundations I wanted to retry, but I still love that foundation. This year my favorite foundation is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This foundation, I don't know how I even lived before I had this foundation. This is so good, seriously. Why I love it is because it is so easy to apply. It is a great, I would say, medium coverage foundation. The color works really well for me. I have NC15. It's a really great color. Maybe a little bit too dark for this time of the year, but I'm wearing it today and it really doesn't look too dark, so there's that. I also love it because it's a really nice natural matte finish, to the point where I feel like I don't even have to set this with powder if I was feeling lazy. I could just go on top with a, bronzer, blush, highlight, the whole nine, and not worry about it being tacky, which I love that it sets down by itself. This has just the right amount of coverage for me to wear on a daily basis. It looks very similar to the Dior Star Foundation, which I don't think they even sell it at Sephora anymore, but that was definitely a favorite foundation, but I haven't repurchased it since I ran out. It does have a similar effect to that, where it just looks like you're stippling good skin onto your skin, which I love because sometimes my skin is not great. But yeah, I just absolutely love this foundation. It's my everyday go-to foundation. I know this has been out for a while, but this is the first year I've tried it, and I'm obsessed. My favorite foundation at the moment. Next, onto concealer. Last year, my favorite concealer was Tarte Shape Tape, as it was everyone's favorite concealer last year. And honestly, this year a lot of people have been including Tarte Shape Tape. I could include that, but my favorite foundation, or my favorite concealer this year, is actually the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer. Why I love this is because I'm kind of over that super full coverage under eye area, especially once I kind of realized that I don't have really dark circles, so why am I using this super full coverage concealer? Granted, for those days where I need it, I love Tarte Shape Tape, but this year I just thought this is honestly the concealer I've been using on an everyday basis. It's so good. It kind of has a similar applicator to the Tarte Shape Tape, whereas it's kind of oversized. I really like the packaging. It's kind of cute. It's like a little foundation. That's what it looks like. This just is very lightweight feeling. It's very watery, aqua sealer, like as the name would suggest. I'm obsessed with the whole Tarte Rainforest of the Sea line. There isn't one thing that I've tried from that line that I've been like, meh, it's an average product. They've all been really above and beyond for me, which I've loved. The packaging's cute. I have the shade Fair, by the way. You have to shake it well. It's very watery, but it gives you a nice amount of coverage. Looks very natural. Will cover up what you need to get covered up, but it's not over the top. So that's why I love it. It's just a really nice natural concealer and definitely something that I will be using for a long time. Next, on to setting powder. Last year it was the RCMA No Color Powder, which is amazing and I still love it. I don't have it anymore. I ran out. And since you can only get it at Beautylish, I believe is the only website you can buy it on, I haven't repurchased it just because I'm not really on Beautylish very often. So the powders that I've loved this year, one I ran out of, it was the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. It's perfect. I love it. My only complaint with it is if I was having a really dry under eye day, that powder is extremely drying, so it definitely felt very dry on my under eye area. So after I ran out of that powder, I wanted to try something from the drugstore, and I hit a gold mine. This is the L'Oreal Hydra Perfecting Loose Powder. This is a powder that I have never heard anybody talk about on YouTube. It is a Walmart exclusive setting powder, which I don't know why that's a thing, but it's a thing. I took off the little sifter of it, but why I love this because the name, Hydra Perfect. So it is a perfecting setting powder, but it's also super, super hydrating. So I set my under eye area with this, I set my whole face with this, and it just gives your skin a really nice, it's set, but it doesn't look like it's set, you know? It doesn't look super heavy, super cakey, which I love about that. It's great for baking the under eye area. It never leaves any weird white cast on my skin when I take photography. I am just absolutely obsessed with this powder, and it's so good. It's definitely less than $15. L'Oreal is a little bit more pricey than a lot of other drugstore brands, but I love this powder so much. It's so much cheaper than the Laura Mercier one, and I am just obsessed and really happy that I found this hidden gem at the drugstore. All right, next for contour, bronzer sort of thing. For my everyday contour, usually I'll just use a bronzer because I don't really need to like sculpt out the cheekbones, I don't think, at least. Last year, my favorite bronzer was the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. I still like that bronzer, but for some reason, if I contour with it or if I apply it on my cheeks, it makes my cheeks break out. So I like to just use it on my forehead now. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's a thing with me, so I don't use that bronzer as much as I did last year. But this year, definitely my favorite is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is just the best bronzer, in my opinion. Physicians Formula is a little bit pricey at the drugstore, but it's such a great bronzer. It's just you can't even really see that very well. But what it is it's a really great cool toned and warm toned bronzer. Like, it's a perfect neutral sort of shade to where you can contour with it, but you also can bronze your skin with it. All the products that I'm talking about so far, by the way, are what I'm wearing on my face today. So if you're like, ooh, her foundation looks good, it's the MAC. You know, concealer, oh, it's the Tarte. So this is definitely the bronzer that I've been using the most of this year. I think it's just so perfect. I've obviously loved it. I've hit pan on it, which is crazy. So yeah, it also smells good. I love Physicians Formula as a brand. They make such beautiful powders, and they just came out with more shades of this, I believe. So if this shade is the bronzer shade, it's just called bronzer. So if this shade is either too light or too dark for you, they have more shades now, so definitely go check that out. Okay, so for blush, my favorite blush last year was the Too Faced Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush in the shade Peach Beach. I'm kind of working off memory because I tried to kind of watch my video a little bit last night just to kind of refresh my memory on what products I loved last year. Still love that blush so much, but this year, my favorite blush has to go to the Burt's Bees blushes. I only have one, but I've heard they're all amazing. This is the shade Bare Peach. This is such a good blush. Like, Burt's Bees makeup, honestly, was so impressive this year. Let me see if I can swatch it and you guys can kind of see. Yeah. Oh, I just dropped it. But that is what it looks like. It's such a subtle peachy shade. Hold, please, let me grab that blush. That took me an abnormally long amount of time to find that blush. Anyway, I love peach blushes. I think they're so beautiful for every day, and they're just really subtle, and I'm wearing it on my cheeks right now. It's kind of like, you can't really see it very well. I didn't really go in with it, but it's just a really nice subtle blush that I think would complement so many different eye looks. Usually I like to match my blush with my eye makeup, not like so matchy-matchy, but you know. I absolutely love this blush so much. I want to pick up the, I think it's called like Toasted Cinnamon or something like that. The other really kind of neutral looking one. So I love these. They're totally worth a try if you're wanting a new blush. Next category is highlight. So highlight is essential. That is my favorite part of makeup, I think, these days, is eyeshadow and highlighting. Maybe eyebrows too, and lips, so whatever. I love highlighting. So my favorite highlighter last year was the Balm Cosmetics Mary Luminizer, which I love so much still. I don't use it as much anymore. I don't know why, I just don't. You know, we kind of go in and out with certain makeup products. My favorite highlight this year by far is the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Double Gleam. Guys, this is absolutely my favorite highlight of this year's. Just, it's so stunning. It's really pretty. Why I like it is because it's a very goldy sort of highlight, but it's hard to find gold highlights that are light enough for my skin tone. Like, I can't wear Gilded Honey by Laura Geller. I can't wear the Maybelline Molten Gold highlight. It's too dark for me. As an inner corner highlight, sure, it would look kind of cool, but on my face, you would just see those two dark lines as, you know, the demarcation sort of thing, and it would not look good. Like, it doesn't look good. So it was really awesome that I found such a beautiful gold highlight that is light enough for my skin tone. There's a pretty significant little divot taken out of this. I am just so obsessed. I can't believe it took me this long to actually try a MAC highlight. This is the first one I've ever tried, and it definitely makes me want to try so many more. So yes, I absolutely love this so much. Okay, next let's move on to eyebrows. So last year I loved the Pixie Brow Powders. Those are still great, amazing, I love them. This year though, my everyday combination for either a really nice natural brow or a more bold statemented brow would be the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Chocolate and the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I love these for the reasons I just said. You can use them to do a really nice subtle brow look or a amazing statement brow, the Instagram brow, you know, that sort of look. So yeah, I just think Chocolate's a really good shade for me. I'm actually kind of like happy I went back blonde because now my eyebrows look really cool because my eyebrows are naturally pretty dark. So they look kind of like, you know, cool now that my hair is back in blonde, you know. So yeah, I'm obsessed with these two products. Anastasia kills it with brows. I'm obsessed. Love it. Okay, let's finish off the face with setting spray. Honestly, there wasn't a setting spray that blew me away. Last year, I don't think I had a favorite setting spray. This year, I have one that I use probably the most often. Would I say it's my favorite setting spray ever? No. I honestly don't think I found my favorite setting spray ever, but the one that I definitely used the most in 2017 was the Glam Glow Glow Setter setting spray. The smell of this is amazing. It smells like coconut or something. I don't even know what it smells like. Maybe like orange sherbet. Sherbet, actually. Are any of you guys like in shock that it's actually sherbet and not sherbet? For some reason, growing up, I always thought it was sherbet. Like the ice cream, I don't know. So why I love this is because the mister, I hope you guys can be able to see the mist. Like maybe if I do it on my shirt, like over my shirt. It is the most subtle mist ever. Like it feels like, angels are misting your face. It's amazing. Like it's so good. So it does leave your face with a dewy glow throughout the day, which I love. I love a little bit of dew. My skin is normal, so it's not oily, not dry, not combination. It's just normal, so I'm lucky that I can get away with using stuff that is for oily skin and for dry skin. So this is definitely more targeted to people with dry skin who want more of a glowy finish to their makeup. But yes, I'm so obsessed with it. I think it's so good, and hopefully in 2018 I will find my holy grail setting spray. Alright, next let's go in with the eyes. This has been probably my favorite discovery of 2017 was the Laura Mercier Eye Basic in the shade Wheat. This is what I used every single day on my eyes. On the days where I wanted to wear eyeshadow, I would use this as a primer. For the days that I didn't want to wear eyeshadow, I would literally just put this on my eyes, blend it literally all over my eyes, up into my eyebrows, and then that would be all I do for my eyes, and put on some mascara and call it good. Why I love this is because it is such a dark color. there's right there, that, well, it's not like so dark, but it's darker than my skin tone for sure, that it looked so pretty just by itself. It kind of just defined the eyes a little bit, gave them a little bit of a smoky look without looking like I have eyeshadow on. I'm obsessed with that. You can accomplish kind of the same effect if you use maybe a darker concealer on your eyes or just a darker primer. They make a lot of dark primers, but this one is just so good. I don't even have to set it. It sets itself. It does set pretty quickly, so you have to kind of work with it quickly. I would either use my finger to blend this out or the EcoTools micro blending or precision blending brush or something like that. This is just such a great product, and I could go on and on about how much I love this and how easy it is to work with. And it's just like this one thing. I love it so much. And by the way, last year my favorite eye primer was the Urban Decay eyeshadow, what was it called? Shadow Potion or Priming Potion in the shade Eden. Okay, so now onto eyes. For eyes, I didn't really have one palette that was kind of my go-to, but then I kind of realized when I thought about all my favorite things of 2017, like eyeshadows and all of that, the one brand that really stuck out to me was ColourPop. 2017 was such a year for ColourPop. They came out with so many amazing things, so many amazing collabs. Their eyeshadow palettes, their single shadows, it was such a year for them. So I'm just gonna have to say that all of the ColourPop eyeshadow palettes as well as the eyeshadow singles are my favorite eyeshadows of 2017. These eyeshadows are so cheap, but they're so good, and the colors are so stunning. Like, I love these colors so much, you don't even know. Like, I used these for eyeshadows on my eyes today to get this kind of pinky, shimmery look. And then I used my MAC highlight in the inner corner. I just think this is such a stunning array of eyeshadows. All of their eyeshadow palettes are amazing. I think all of them. I'm missing maybe one or two. They're just so good. They're amazing. Their shimmery eyeshadows are perfect. You can apply them with a brush or with your finger. Their mattes blend out so beautifully. All of their palettes are so different and so pretty. This is the Femme Rosa. This was the Karushi and ColourPop collaboration. The I Think I Love You palette is beautiful. You know, this palette had such a moment. The Cute AF palette, or is that what it's called? No, the Yes Please palette. I don't know. This is so pretty. Everyone compared this to the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. The Kathleen Lights palette, the Double Entendre. They're all just so good. You Had Me at Hello. They're just so good. I love them. Also, they launched at Sephora this year, which was such a big deal and so cool that they finally have such a great affordable brand at Sephora. They don't have everything at Sephora, but they have some things, and I think that's just so cool for ColourPop. So definitely this was their year, I think. So I'm just so like excited about ColourPop and just everything they have. It's just so good. So definitely my favorite eyeshadows are ColourPop. Next. Last year my favorite eyeshadows were Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Modern Renaissance palette, and the single eyeshadow, sorry, something just like dust just fell on me, and the single shadow in the shade Orange Soda. Next on to mascara. My favorite mascara is the Maybelline Falsies Volume Express Waterproof Mascara. I wear waterproof mascara because I find it holds my curl better on my eyelashes. I don't use waterproof mascara every day though, but most of the time I do, honestly. My sister actually told me about this mascara because her lashes do not hold a curl to save anyone's life. Like, eek. So she's like, oh, try waterproof mascara, like it's so good. So I tried this mascara and I'm obsessed. It's so good. It volumizes, it curls, it holds the curl, and it just separates the lashes beautifully, and I love it so much. Okay, now on to our final category, which is lips. So obviously I had to have a liquid lipstick in here. My favorite liquid lipsticks, Dose of Colors, definitely. I'm wearing the shade Bear With Me on my lips today, and I have a gloss on top, which I'll talk about next. So this is Bear With Me, and this is the shade Sand. These are just so amazing. They're so comfortable, they're so pigmented, they're beautiful, they last a long time. Like, they last forever on the lips, which I think is amazing. So if you have not tried Dose of Colors yet, they are now sold at Ulta, so definitely check out Ulta's website, also Dose of Colors website. because these are just so fantastic and I'm obsessed with them. They're cruelty free, they're vegan, the whole nine. They have a beautiful array of colors and I definitely want to get some more in 2018. Alright, and then my very last product of this video is a lip gloss. So lip glosses are going to be a thing in 2018. I'm predicting it. I think that glosses need to come back because they're so stunning. They're just so like, oh, you know, they're so cute. I love lip glosses. So this is the lip gloss I'm wearing today. This is the ColourPop and I Love Seta collaboration. Their ultra glossy lip in the shade Curvy. This is so pretty. This is what I'm wearing today over that Dose of Colors liquid lipstick. I think this is the perfect everyday gloss. It has a little bit of a shimmer running through it, so it just gives your lips that really nice, like, plump, pretty look. Anyway, though, I love this. You cannot beat the price for the quality. It's so fantastic. ColourPop's Ultra Satin Lips and their Ultra Glossy Lips are my favorite. I don't really love the Ultra Matte Lips, but there's always got to be something bad from a brand, you know? But yeah, I'm obsessed with this gloss. It's so beautiful. And yeah, it's just what I've been wearing a lot recently and a lot in 2017. Just glosses that look a lot like this, like Kylie's, like Literally and So Cute. Yes, those are amazing. And yeah, this is just what I've been loving, a nice nude gloss, so yeah. Alright guys, so that wraps it up. Those are all of my favorite products of 2017. I cannot wait to see what 2018 brings. Definitely want to film more. I kind of fell off the wagon, I guess, a little bit toward the end of the year. I wanted to spend time with my family for Christmas and just because more people were home. And also, I don't know, didn't like lose inspiration to film. I just didn't film. And I have a new tripod now that I got for Christmas, so that's good. Next, I need an autofocusing camera because I'm tired of being out of focus. I would love to hear what your guys' New Year's resolutions are. Like I said, mine is to film more, get a new camera. I'd like to be more creative with my editing. And yeah, that's about it. I would love to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I think that'd be really amazing. So if you aren't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and make sure to give this video a like. And I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!